Okay, I'm just gonna test my volume. Okay, I'm just gonna test my volume. Alright, so let me just annotate my charts for today. Mm. Alright, so because there are only green candles up here, I am anticipating price to come back down into this 15 minutes busy. There's a breaker here as well after taking out sell stops, and we have bullish on the block as well on the 15 minutes. Okay, and right here falls in line with this um, CB's low. That could be balanced price range as well before going higher. Right. So argument for going higher would be that we are in Thursday. I mean not Thursday, but we are right at about 1.5 to 1. Okay. So we might want to close up the new week opening gap. I mean not new week but new day opening gap. Okay, so that's the argument for higher prices, and I'll still have to wait to see what 930 do. Okay, so preferably if I'm looking for longs, I want 930 to 945 to be a downtrend into this PD array. Okay, for me right now, this structure looks like London low of the day. Okay, so let's take a look at the 4 hours chart. Right, nothing much except for this liquidity void here, and maybe this 4 hours inefficiency. 60 minutes, that would be this high. So I want to see if it wants to come back up here, but if it's bearish, it has to stay below the new day opening gap. Bearish in terms of going down into the 5th standard deviation. Okay. Let's take a look at ES. Right, so ES has yet to reach its 4th standard deviation. So right now I'm still bearish. Okay, I want to see ES hit the fourth standard deviation before calling any lows. Okay, so right now I'm still bearish. Yep, so if you're bearish, you want to see the new day opening gap hold the price, which means price should not trade above the new day opening gap. And at the same time, for added confluence, you want to see 930 to 945 close up the gap, and then it drops after 945. So that is what I'm waiting for. Yeah, because we still have downside objectives, especially this weekly volume imbalance highlighted in blue. Right, so this is what I want to see. I want to see 930 rally. 930 to 945. Close up this liquidity void here, and then maybe you can resume lower. So we have a 930 Judas swing above this high here after true opening. So let's see if this up close candle becomes a bearish on the block for lower prices. We have relative equal lows down here at around midnight opening. Okay, I think this low here, I'm gonna focus on this low here as my objective for today. The 830 news low. Right, so right here we have accumulation, and then this right here, I'm going to treat this as manipulation. And then we're going to have distribution in Q3 down to this low here. We also have SMTs on the high with Dow Jones. So Dow Jones is making lower highs from this high to this high. Okay. Right, so for bearish order flow, you want to see this green candle getting traded through, like what you're seeing here. So I think if it's day, I think it probably entered right around here. It stops here. Based on what I've seen for his executions, because it's basically above true open price for this micro cycle. So for me, I am basically waiting for a fair value gap. Personally, I think that we are going to have some sort of retracements after reaching into this 15 minutes BC. Okay, so we have a breaker here. Right, we have a breaker and a fair value gap here. I don't want to see price closing above this. Okay, so right now price has closed above this CB here. I'm gonna wait for more information. So if it's able to close below here, I can go short. Okay. Right now we are heading into Q3. Trading today would be a little bit tricky because higher time frame objectives have been sort of met and we are in Thursday. So I require more data for me to really trade, but obviously I wouldn't be trading live, okay, for my own protection. So anything I'm taking here would all be just demo. Okay, so I want to see this fair value gap here disrespected. Once it closes below here, I can short. But until it does that, I'm not too interested. This could be used as a inversion for higher prices above here. And as you can see, with the breaker here and with this fair value gap, price is closing above the consequent encroachment. So it's not very convincing to go lower just yet. Okay. So I'm watching this here. If price can close below here, then I can go short. All right, so this is what we have. I need to see speed below here, below this low here. Target would be this low here at 830. Stops would be slightly above this CB here. Right, I like to see this. So this move, I want to see it completed by 950. I mean, like, not 950, but 1007. Okay. Now I don't really want to see this gap to be traded. It should be left open because right here it's all a balanced price range. So I don't really want to see it come back here, although it can, but I don't really want to see it. So because it has taken this low here, I'm shifting my buy stop right at this candle's high. So this candle's high here, that's my stop loss. So judging from the speed, maybe completion by the half of the Q3. So which will be around 9:55 or 9:56. Okay, right now I don't want to see it trade up above this 50 minutes BC. Much prefer to see continuation to the downside. This low it's pretty very near. So it can trade up into this area here, this fair value gap with this low here. But I don't want to see it trade above this BC. Okay. We have one small little fair value gap here, but I would like to keep it, like this area here. I would much prefer to keep it open. But as you can see right here, so that will be trading right up into this 5 minutes proportion order block. Okay, so this right here is your bearish order block. This up close candle here would be your propulsion order block. So trading right up into this area here, which would be the opening price. If it's going to even trade up here, I want to see immediate reaction of this level. Okay, so once this green candle it's traded below, then I want to see speed down into this low. So we are at 9:53. I think it's coming. So 2 more minutes. 9:55 was the timing. And no. Let's see. Just 1 more minute. This is currently we're in 54. So right now this should not be traded through, in my opinion. If it trades through this high here, then I'm thinking high resistance liquidity runs. It might want to retrace further into this gap here. Okay. Was my volume cut off? I just realized. I've been narrating this whole move down here. I just realized that the volume might be off. So I was saying that if this low was not taken by 9:55, and if it runs this higher, I'm expecting high resistance liquidity runs, and it might want to run into this gap here. Okay. And this line right here, it's the opening of the proportion order block on the 5 minutes. Oh, what a waste. I didn't realize that my volume is off. So right here, we have a fair value gap, which will be this high here. So if it wants to trade up to this level here, it's totally reasonable for a run lower. Okay, the lows are left here for later on, right? So previously I was saying that as long as this fair value gap gets traded through on the on a closing basis, I'm gonna short. Okay, so I'm already done. I'm already over with, like, which means I've already finished my trade. So right now I'm just commentating. So this trade is already done. I took a small loss here, by the way, when it closed above this CB. Right, I was entering right around this area here, somewhere close to the consequent encroachment of this gap, but I mean of this fair value gap. But I didn't like the fact that it came up all the way, closing above the CB. So I stopped myself out partially. My stop loss was here, so I stopped out, and then after that I re-entered right here. I took profits down within this area, right around when it trades to the consequent. 50% of this week. Okay, and then I was saying that preferably I want to see this move completed by 9:55, and if it does not, then we might see some form of retracements. And my target was this low here. Right, so now it has traded through, perfect, and this should end the session. Right, at a later part during the day, or maybe in the second half of this Q3, maybe it might want to trade up into this 5 minutes fair value gap for even lower prices, especially London's low. Okay, and the reason why I'm just answering your question, why not trade today? I'm actually trading today, but just not live. You know, to protect myself from any legalities, because I'm not too sure about the the laws here in my country. Okay, so just to be safe. Anything I take here, it's all demo. Okay, I mean anything that I take live, it's all demo. Okay, so right now I am going to end my session since the trade has already ended. Okay, and I'll see you guys in the next session. Today was a pretty nice day. Okay, it's a Thursday and it's after Jerome Powell's speech. Very easy day today. And right here, I was saying that I'm not sure if I've captured this, but I was saying that I'm anticipating Daye, Daye, okay, to enter here. So I'm anticipating him to enter here because it's open. I mean, it's above the micro sessions true opening, and it has swept liquidity here, and then you see this upclose candle as your bearish order block. I'm guessing he entered here, and then he's gonna take it all the way down into this 15-minute BC, and then he's gonna exit some partials here, I think. So that's what I am assuming that he's gonna post if he has recorded today's trade. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and yes, I'm cutting out right now.